Network marketing is not an easy business, but there are simple steps that just flat out work. Matt Morris teaches from a place of common sense. He understands team building. He understands leadership and psychology. He understands the online space. He's built offline. He's got over 150,000 followers on Instagram. Action! When was that light bulb moment for you?
When I decided to go all in, I decided to just work like a maniac. I just was like, all right, I'm going to outwork everyone. When I finally decided, you know what, I'm just going to let it all out. I'm going to call everyone. And my job is not to enroll them. It's not to sponsor them. It's to basically show them what I'm doing and collect a decision. And, you know, I want everyone in my life to get that this is what I'm doing. And, you know, when I finally kind of took that attitude, that's when I started having success.
One of the things we want to talk about is overcoming fear. What would be, you know, for people that maybe are afraid of doing videos, maybe they're afraid to reach out to that chicken list. Maybe they're afraid to be a leader for their team.
Just when I think I've, you know, conquered fear, another one shows up, right? And hopefully it will always be that way, because if you don't have fear, it means you're not growing and you're not pushing yourself. When it came to, all right, I need to go do this presentation, or I need to speak on stage, but I don't want to because I'm fearful. How do I get my courage to override the fear? And of course, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is when you have the fear, but you do it anyway. So how do I make the courage bigger than the fear? Is adopt a different fear. And you know, living in helplessness became a bigger fear. Having to go to bed at night, beating myself up because I was too cowardly to go do the thing that I knew I needed to do. I let that be a bigger fear. I let one fear kick the other one's ass. It's just all about giving someone belief, because I think for someone to go all in network marketing and hit the top rank, what that requires is a major decision. And major decisions are facilitated at peak emotional moments. So how do you facilitate peak emotional moments for people? It's not just a phone call. It's not your prospecting call. It's generally some type of training event, whether it's a Super Saturday training or a 2-day weekend event. You have to do that with your new people. You have to do that with your leaders. It's why I'm, you know, always talking about personal development. It's why we build such a strong event culture. We've had to transition to online events, which have worked out really well.
Nice.
When you can solidify the relationship, you're going to have a lot more duplication, a lot more action, because actions follow feelings. If you look at behavioral psychology, you know, actions come from feelings of belief. And if someone joins, they join because they had enough belief to join, but they may not have enough belief to take action. And so when you can talk to them, build a relationship, they feel a lot more comfortable. Okay, this is real. Now I'll talk to my friends about it. Now I'll actually go take action. And I think our job as leaders is to be a facilitator of increasing belief. You know, when I joined my current company about 11 years ago, I was very clear, because I had done old school and I had done online marketing. I'd kind of done both. And so I'm like, all right, I'm going to use the online marketing stuff, but I'm going to be pushing people to events. And so my strategy was get them in and get them to an event, get them in and get them to an event. And what I saw was the people attending events are making way more money, way more success than the people who weren't. And the people who weren't were typically kind of like falling off.
Right.
So
if you're bringing people in, but they're quitting just as quickly as they're joining, that's not network marketing. That's sales. You're essentially selling people on a business and then hoping they figure it out on their own. And that's just not, it's just not the way it works. I mean, you have to have a system in place. You also have to provide support. You know, a lot of people, they also get hung up on automation and systems. And look, I love all that stuff, but I'm also communicating with that person, especially when they're brand new, right? You might have someone that has huge potential, but if you're not there to support them, you're not willing to connect and help them build their business in the beginning, they're probably going to quit. Most people aren't that self-motivated.
And what I see is, like, you can push and push and push. You get about 15 people attending events, and then you have enough people that kind of kick in and you start seeing some serious growth.
Right.
You get 100 people to an event on your team, and then momentum starts happening, because you got enough of those that have so much belief that they're taking massive action. That's been a huge, huge component of my building strategy is just the events, and then having the team understand the strategy and, duplicating.
It's hard to groom up leadership and develop people into and like you said, you don't really develop them anyway. They develop themselves, yeah. But it's hard to groom leadership in your organization if you don't have people that are as committed as you. And a big commitment is going to an event, investing the money, the time. As people they get frustrated because they're like, I don't have anybody on my team that is all that serious. And I'm like, well, how many of those people have been to an event? How many of those people have gone to one of the big company events or been to any type of event outside of just hopping on a conference call, watching some training videos? And typically the answer is probably not many or none at all. Matt, congrats on all your success, man. Keep it up.
Thank you, my brother. Honor being on with you. You keep it up as well. And let's do this again.
Absolutely. All right. Bye, everybody.